This video is made possible by Second Call Defense. Second Call Defense provides immediate, upfront legal protection for a member who is forced to use any legal weapon for self-defense. So protect yourself today with Second Call Defense. I did. You'll find the link in the description. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for all of your support of GunGuyTV. I am super grateful for everything you do. I do want to remind you that you should check us out on these alternative locations because YouTube can be very sketchy, and once in a while they do, well, frankly, once in a while they delete a video. So if you go over to Rumble or BitChute or those other places, those videos will always be there. Check us out there. I urge you to do that. Also, if you get a chance, check out the GunGuyTV Firearms podcast. It's an audio podcast I do twice a month, unless I get super busy and I miss one once in a while, but I try not to do that. You can find that on any of your favorite podcast players. It's even on Amazon Music, believe it or not. And then lastly, you might want to also check out the Practical Defense Systems channel. That's my other channel, where I do a lot of training videos for security, law enforcement, concealed carry folks, and that kind of stuff. You'll find some stuff over there that you cannot find here, so check that out as well. All right, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about these things, AR-15s. If you go to any kind of a show, like SHOT Show, for example, and I know it's industry specific and like that, you may never have gone, but I can't tell you how many times we've gone to SHOT Show and my son has said to me, Dad, if I see another AR-15, I'm going to throw up. Because everybody and their grandmother makes an AR-15, and you find them in every booth, pretty much. Well, I've reviewed hundreds of them. I've fired, I don't know how many of them. I lost count years ago. I've built a few myself. I own AR-15s. Buddies that own AR-15. I mean, come on. I've shot so many ARs. I've taught patrol rifle courses with guys with a whole bunch of AR-15 patrol rifles. I've taken law enforcement and other kinds of security and other kinds of AR-15 courses. I've been on ranges for days with them. I've seen them succeed. I've seen them fail. And here's what I've come down to. All AR-15s are not created equally. They're just not. And I've had people send them to me, and some of them are junk. I've had people send me AR-15s I refused to review because they were bad. I've seen them fail on the range. I've also seen them succeed admirably, and what it comes down to is, partially it comes down to how well they're maintained, but partially it comes down to, is it a good rifle or not? And just because they may look the same doesn't mean that they are the same, because they're not. So enter Bushmaster's Bravo Zulu in 556. They contacted me and said, hey Joel, would you review this? And I said, sure. Bushmaster's a big name, obviously. I don't know who owns it now, right? But something with Bushmaster's name on it. I go, yeah, I'll look at that. And so they sent it to me. Now, they couldn't send it to California because, the whole California thing about ARs and whatever. So they sent it to Sprague Sports in Yuma. Thank you very much to Richard Sprague and all the folks at Sprague Sports. It's a tremendous store there in Yuma. If you've never been to Sprague Sports, I urge you to go. It's just a great store, and they support GunGuyTV tremendously. They're great partners, and I really do appreciate them. In any case, they received the rifle for me so that I could go over there and fiddle with it for quite a while, run a whole bunch of ammunition through it, and really take it to its paces. And then, of course, they'll send it back to Bushmaster afterwards. But here's the thing about that rifle, okay? A couple of things about it. You'll notice, when I'm shooting it, you'll see some off-colored sights on it, and that's because a lot of times when people send me ARs for review, they don't have any sights on them. So I always throw a set of Magpul quick sights, flip-up sights in there, and I'd stick them on the rifle, and that's where those came from. That's why they weren't black. But the other thing about the rifle is that typically it's not particularly uncommon for people to send me rifles, particularly ARs, that are dry as a bone. And so I generally throw some lube in my range bag. And on that day, I didn't. I forgot. And so there I am on the range. I got the cameras up, the lighting is up, and I'm thinking to myself, well, let me go buy a little thing of lube in the store. And I thought, no, they sent me this rifle to review. By George, I'm going to put it through its paces a little bit. So I took that rifle, and I can tell you from personal experience that AR-15s do not like to run dry. They just don't. I took that rifle and I ran several hundred rounds through it on the range, dry as a bone, man, dry as a bone. And it ran, 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 and I thought, okay, all right, now we're talking right here. This rifle's tough. And it's going back to Bushmaster that have, maybe it has already, I don't know, they'll get it and go, what do you do, run this thing dry? And the answer is, yeah, I did. I wanted to see how reliable the gun was. I couldn't take it outside and throw mud in it or whatever, so I just ran it with no lube in it to see how well it would do, and it did great. I mean, it did really, really great. So there's a number of things about the rifle I was super impressed with. Let me tell you what they are. Because this one's a good one, okay? Like I said, some of them are crap, and some of them are really good, and this is one of the ones that's a good one. It's from Bushmaster. It's the Bravo Zulu. It's a great rifle, by the way. I really liked it. Immediately when I took it out of the box and picked it up, I noticed two things about it. The weight, it was very light, very light. And then when I shouldered it, it was very balanced. So a lot of ARs, sometimes they're super nose heavy for some reason. I don't know why. This one was not. It was balanced very, very well, super light. I really liked that. The other thing I liked is that you'll notice with ARs sometimes you take this upper and this lower and you can rattle it. Like this one rattles a little bit. Now I have to admit, I'm the guy that built this one, so it's my fault. Okay, but this one rattles a little bit. And then even the ones that don't rattle, you know, when you get them and they're new, after you put, you know, a few thousand rounds through them, 10,000 rounds through them, that's going to get a little looser than, and you open it and close it enough times, obviously it's going to loosen up a little bit. But I've had people send me brand new brand name rifles. And they've never had a round through them except the test round of the range. And you can do this and hear it like you can with this one. Not that one, man. That thing was solid as a rock. I grabbed it, went like this, and I went, it felt like it was one piece. Like there was no upper lower disconnect. I mean, this thing felt like it was just solid as a rock. The other thing about ARs that I can tell you is almost universally I despise their standard military mil-spec trigger they put in them because it's heavy, it's gritty, it's hardly ever got a crisp break, it's got too much take-up on it, the reset sucks. I just don't like them. And so, almost without exception, and this certainly applies with this one, this is my California test rifle, so it has a fixed mag I can't take out, so I can put stuff on it that California doesn't like to test. But it has a drop-in trigger in it, target trigger in it, because a little cassette trigger. I love those things. From Rise, Giselle, I don't care, pick one. They're all really, really good, or most of them are anyway. This one's got a Rise trigger in it, I think. And I love those triggers. I do not like the standard triggers. Well, in this rifle, I actually, after firing it on the range for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hours, I put a bunch of ammo through it. I took it off, cleared it and got it all squared away. And I went ahead and poked the pin and opened it up because I wanted to see, I thought they had a cassette trigger in there, but they don't. It's just a regular trigger group. And I marveled at that because the trigger on that rifle was outstanding right out of the box. And I can't remember the last time somebody handed me an AR that I could say that about. I just really am not a big fan of the standard mil-spec triggers, like I said, for all the reasons I expressed. That one had a great trigger. Here's some other things. Typically on the rifles, you get the standard 6-position stock, and it rattles and it makes noise, you know, and like that. And then, you got to fight with it sometimes when you want to adjust it. It gets a little sticky or this or that. Not on that one. It did not rattle at all. It was tight, but it was also smooth and easy to adjust. Move forward, move back. There was no rattle in it. There were no gaps in it. Again, the fit and finish on the darn thing was really good. So even on the furniture, honestly, I was super impressed. And then the grip. Yeah, these grips are okay. The standard crap hard plastic AR grip that you see on everything. They're okay. But I look at those and I say, well, you charged a fortune for this rifle, this nice factory rifle. Can you put a cool grip on it? Come on, there's 50,000 different grip opportunities you could use on it that would be better than that. That's okay. Well, they did put a hard plastic grip on it. But it's textured, I guess I might say knurled, on all 4 sides. The front strap, the back strap, and the sides. And it's nice, it's got a very nice contour to it, so that it fit my hand perfectly and was incredibly comfortable. It made the rifle very comfortable to shoot. So all in all, I was extremely thrilled with the fit of the rifle, with the finish of the rifle, with the weight and balance of the rifle, with the furniture on it was outstanding. And then the trigger just kind of blew me away. So I can tell you, all AR-15s are not created equally. But that one from Bushmaster, the Bravo Zulu 5.56, boy, that deserves a hard look if you're looking for an AR. I would check it out. I'll put a link in the description Check them out. Bushmaster, they knocked it out of the park with that one. I was super, super impressed. And like I said, it was very reliable and ran and dry as a bone because I did not oil it. I shot it just the way they sent it to me, and I thought, let's see if it'll actually run. If it hadn't run, I would have gone and bought some oil and oiled it up, and then I would have told you. But I wouldn't have blamed the rifle because they don't like to run dry. But I was just really stunned that it went as far as it went, and it kept going. No hiccups. Fantastic. Check them out, Bushmaster. Look for the link in the description, or if it's on YouTube, it'll be in the first comment pinned to the top. Have a great week. Thank you very much for all of your support. And if you haven't already, check out GunGuyTV Crew. It's a place where you can get exclusive content you can't get anywhere else, and it does help support the channel. There is a link for that in the description, or you can go to GunGuyTVCrew.com. Stay safe.